Are we here? Are we here? Yes, we are. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Morning Wood with your host, Allie Burns. She's over there doing work for you people on the whiteboard.
You see the bottom.
I am Detroit Lenny. Hi. You know what today is? It's Rock Your Spartan Day. That's what day it is. Go green, go white.
Go green, go white.
Bam. Why does this shirt look all crooked on camera? Jesus, Lenny, pull your stuff together. Anyways, don't forget, guys, like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. If you haven't already, you better get on that like button. Also, don't forget about our sponsor, Caesar Sportsbook. They are nice enough to sponsor all of our videos here, picks and parlays in the Max Wager Network. Caesar Sportsbook, where you can wager up to $1,250 on your first bet. If you don't win, don't worry. You'll get it back. 100% of your stake back as a free bet. And win or lose, you'll also get $1,000 reward credits and 1,000 tier credits. All you got to do is download the app. Use the promo code MORNINGFUL. Easier way to do it. Link in the description of the video. Click that link. It'll take you right to it. And it'll put the promo code in there for you.
Like that.
I know. Just like that. We got some people. We got 5 people left in the last Woody standing. 5 people left. There is a rollover, so this pot's worth $200. There is really the only way it rolls over again is if everybody loses. Today's the last day of last Woody. No picks on Saturdays and Sundays. You pick again on Monday if you roll through today. So Foxy, Marie Lance, Silky Man, Justin McKelvey. I can't say your name, Justin. I apologize. And J Rock AZ. Yeah, sure. What she said. We'll get over to the comments. By the way, here's what Allie Burns is doing over there. She's not just writing random shit on the board. She's writing all the circle lines, and we're gonna vote. That's what we're gonna do live. She's gonna mark a little check mark as we go. If you guys like it, go ahead and we'll figure out where we're at the end of the show. We're gonna have Scott Reichel on in about the 15-minute mark. He should be on here in about 5, maybe 10 minutes. We're also going to have Joe from Joe Madden Sports. She's back. She's going to come on a little bit later in the show, about the 40-minute mark. She's going to come on. So we got 2 cappers for you coming in, plus our glorious asses, Allie Burns and Detroit Lenny.
I did 3 miles at the gym yesterday, so my ass is in fact glorious, just so we all know. So we're all clear here.
It was glorious before the 3 miles, okay? I'll say that. I don't know.
I didn't even finish getting ready. My hair's not sprayed. I have no lipstick on. I'm a little
you're a damn mess.
Here.
Goddamn mess.
I am.
But that's what we love about you. It's Friday Fun Day. Engaged. But let me hit the button.
Switch activated.
Bam. There we go. It's engaged. I'm all hopped up on Mountain Dew and bad decisions. I'm just kidding. No Mountain Dew. Probably bad decisions. I don't know. Woke up, chose violence with my wife. With my wife. Listen, I woke up at 3 minutes into being awake. Like I hadn't even finished my morning piss, and she's bitching at me about the kids. I'm like, hey, get out of the bathroom. She goes, excuse me? I'm like, leave the room. I've been awake for 90 seconds. Leave me the fuck alone. And so she's mad. And then I went on Higgs' show this morning. I was just in the chat, and Tim Earl chose violence, talking trash about the Detroit team. So I'm all hopped up on bad decisions, man. I'm just saying, let's get it going. For my last Woody, as the show hasn't started, I'm taking Detroit Lenny to be wearing some sort of Lions Tigers apparel. I have odds boost at -145. Loss. Friday Spartan party. Okay, it's because I'm like, I can't be on show rocking all my Spartan stuff. So, my Spartan
all right. So what we're doing here is I need you guys to pick 5. Okay, the lines are set. I don't know how well you can see them, but I need the Morning Woodies to pick your top 5. You can put them all in one little sentence if you would like to. Right? I don't think I need to go through them all because I mean, why should I?
Should I put? Can I put them?
Oh yeah, screen share.
Yeah, I can do that, right? My computer is moving just dog shit slow, and I had an update, and now it's like hates me.
Who are your 5?
Oh, Vikings +2,
Oh, I didn't even put the Vikings on there because it's a Monday night game and Morning Woodies don't play Monday night games for contests.
Vikings +2, Packers -10, Seahawks +8.5,
Packers.
Bengals -7, and your Detroit Lions, because I couldn't think of a fifth pick. And I'm like, screw it. I'm taking the Lions.
I'm definitely with the Seahawks. I like Pitt. I'm going to take Pitt.
So I'm going to screenshot this and put this on Morningwood page, but I'm also going to pull it up here.
What am I trying to do? There we go.
Facebook.
Okay, I have 2 of mine. I don't know my other 2 yet.
The juice on that would be much higher. That's like -50, and you all would have lost. The juice on me wearing Lions and Tigers.
Oh, yeah. I was like, wait a minute. What did I miss here?
Yeah, what's good, Morning Wood? What's the haps on the craps? G-Money?
All right. Silky Man's on fire. He has officially taken the lead in the HC. I believe he's 20-10.
He can't
He's
last.
the official leader. No, or 21-9. So he's going Lions, Rams, Green Bay, Bronco, Rams,
Wait, hold on.
Lions.
Yeah. So I'm gonna put this
and Bucks. God, I could not for the life of me think of what the Buccaneers were. I'm like Tampa Bay Rays, Tampa Bay Lightning. None of these seem correct. Okay. All right, Tate, you're going Bucks, Packers, Lions, Hawks, Rams. Bucks. Packers.
Tate, you're all right.
Lions, Hawks, Rams. Okay.
I just posted it on the Morningwood page, Circle Lines, where you guys can also comment on there with your 5 best plays for if you can't, whatever, I don't know, for whatever reason. I'm putting that up there and I'm pinning it. It'll be right at the very top.
Now, even though we're not in a real competition, we're still kind of in a competition with ourselves. We're trying to beat Higgs. He went 5-0, but Insider's Room and Earl Sports Bets both went 2-3, and we went 2-3 in week 1. So
we got some making up to do, folks.
Yeah, we're in a bit of a 3-way tie for second. So I'm saying there's a chance. That's what I'm saying.
Are you saying there's a chance?
I'm saying there's a chance.
Son of a bitch, Ricky Bobby, let's get after it. 1860 Munich money line. What the hell? All right.
Rick Flick, 21-9. There it is, Silky. Who are you on today? So I can just take them as my HC. You know, I was looking last night. I was late night tapping with Laterica, and the Phillies are really in quite an interesting position. Like the Phillies are playing the Braves, and they're 8 games back from the Braves, and I get the Braves are just a game behind the Mets, and that motivates them big time. But they're also 1-4 in their last 5 games. But the Phillies played the Braves. So that 8-game makeup, they could like literally swap out games with them. Then they only have 10 games left for the season, and 2 of those 10 are going to be against the Phillies again. Phillies are 4-1 in their last 5. But granted, they've been playing the Nationals and the Marlins, but I'm digging on the Phillies today.
I could pull this up if we want. I'm going to leave it. We don't have to pull it up, but I'm just saying I can pull it up at later time if you can't see the thing. I also put that on the Morningwood page, pinned it to the top. Drop your 5. But hey, I'm telling you right now, D-Talk, I'm talking to you specifically and everybody else out there that does this. Do not put 5 comments with 5 different games.
For crap's sake, D-Talk, get your shit together with that. Saints, Packers. That makes me so insane.
It drives.
I have to go 8 replies down just to see like what you did. You know, can we not do that? I don't get it.
You know what I used to do is I used to just skip them, and then I'd go back and do him last. So I would just have to go through. I don't know.
Like I understand that. Like I can't post 2 different pictures at the same time, so that has to be 2 different posts. You know.
But you can reply to that comment with your second picture. So all your stuff is under one comment, just a reply. You know what I mean?
See, I don't even do that. But he does his pick, then he does another pick, then he does, these are my picks, then someone comments, and then it's like, okay, oh my God, it's like I'm involved.
See, what I would do is I would put like 2 handicap tan picks in a parlay and then screenshot that, even though I don't bet it as a parlay, screenshot it, and then upload that picture in the handicap 10. So you see one picture, 2 picks.
So
That
sometimes
one picture.
If I'm doing both picks on the same book, I do it that way. But a lot of times, if it's 2 separate, one is BOL because I'm getting a better number. Yeah.
For show. And don't forget, if you guys do put your last Woody in, for you guys that are still in, make sure you put LWS, because I guarantee you there's going to be a lot of chit chat today with everybody that's on the show and talking football and talking everything else. And so the 5 of you that are in, make sure you're in, kind of thing. Like scream that shit from the rafters. Come down the stairs tomorrow. Come down those stairs right there. I dare you. Right there.
Let me see.
Spiral staircase so I can knock your ass right back up. I'm messing.
I want to see you slide down that staircase right now. Don't blame it on your knees.
I'm totally blaming it on my knees. I've been blaming my knees for the last 4 years.
You should replace that spiral staircase with a fire pole and then a foam pit at the bottom of it.
Yeah, how am I going to get back upstairs? Climb the fire pole?
Just install an elevator, obviously.
Oh, well, when Craig Chuck gives me a raise, maybe we'll talk about electrical, mechanical stuff and getting an elevator.
I hit this teaser too. And I was talking last night. Remember we were saying with the Broncos Seahawks line that 6.5 jumped to a 6 with all the money on the Broncos, and Seahawks was the play. Last night, the total with all the money on the over went down, saying the under was the play. So the money moved again last minute in the opposite direction that the line should be moving. That's reverse line movement. And on those primetime games, that is what you want to be looking for.
Nice cash yesterday, teaser, and Thursday Night Football teaser. I did some in-play stuff. I did have the Chiefs -4 on just a simple straight bet. Did not cash. But in my office bar pool, I had the Chiefs money line. So
yes, you did.
1-0 so far this week. 9 more to go, baby.
Let's
9 more. But I did take the Chiefs money line. Second on halftime of that game, Thursday night game. Me and Tim Earl, you guys got to be on the lookout. This is why you got to like, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications, because we do pop-up live shows. We're trying to do them primetime games, Thursday night, Sunday night, Monday night. Higgs and Craig did one Monday night game. Me and Tim have been kind of doing a Thursday night, and it's just halftime. So we're only on for like 10, 15 minutes. Really, we started right at halftime. We end right as the kickoff for third quarter. So it's just what we're looking at for second halves, what's happening so far kind of thing. But we did give out, Rye was in there asking about second half over for last night. We took that over. That was a cash. I took Kansas City when they were down 10-0, plus 175 on the money line. Bam! In your face, Vegas. Cash that. I don't know why I'm all hopped up. I ain't got no damn caffeine in me whatsoever. I just woke up. My wife woke up. Oh, it's her fault.
I have too much caffeine in me, and it's like making me sweat, and my stomach hurts a little. Like I've been up too long, kind of a thing.
I was stressing my laptop. I went to get on and, do all the power hour stuff and, start making graphics and everything. And then my laptop was like, it needs an update. I'm like, well, it's automatically updated. Why don't you do that shit at 3 a.m. when nobody's using it? Not at 8 a.m. when I'm trying to work. So then the update took like an hour. And I'm like, son of a bitch, I'm going to be late for everything. And blah, 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 blah. Scott Reichel is here.
The whiteboard is back. What's up, Scott Reichel?
How's it going? What's up?
It's going. Oh, shit. You can't see the whiteboard this way.
Well, you're taking your vitamins, and Allie has some type of system going on from, what is that, like a whiteboard? Was that like 2000, 2003?
Hey, listen,
Scott Reichel, you're treading on very thin ice right now. This is actually how Morning Woods started. Oh shit!
Oh, I'm aware that's how it. I'm aware that's how it started. I'm saying it seems like it hasn't.
The whiteboard was in a step in evolution. Before
Mhm.
that, at the beginning of time, were index cards that were pinned on a corkboard.
Mhm.
And if you made a play, she wrote it on an index card,
I
turned
can't
around,
read that.
and pinned it on there.
I'm gonna
And
pop
if depending on the color was if you were hot or not.
Mhm.
And I'm talking not just my physical presence, because we all know that would just be hot all the time. But it
I
was
ran out of
it
orange
was-
markers.
Yeah, it was too
Because of
hot.
Lenny.
So we evolved to the whiteboard, and then since to the spreadsheet. But what
So
we're doing,
basically
Scott
what we're
Reichel,
doing, Reichel, is we're picking our 5 circa picks. So give me your 5 best out of these picks. You have to use these lines.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Everybody do this. Alan Miles, John Taylor. Give me your best ones. Bill McDonald. Go ahead.
they're just the circle lines. We're
I had
pretending.
Mike Williams on my hot damn bench last night. I had no
Oh,
idea.
that was a bad idea.
I didn't even know.
I'm assuming for this exercise, the Chargers +4 is banned. I'm assuming I'm not allowed to take that one.
Yeah.
I was joking. I was
And
joking.
also so is the Vikings Eagles because we don't take Monday night games.
Yeah,
So, then so Titans game's also off then because there's 2 Monday night
the
games.
Titans,
Oh,
Bills,
is it? I
Vikings.
didn't know that was 2 Monday nighters.
Yeah,
Usually,
I
they
hate
used to do
Well,
2
no,
Monday
we-
night games in week 1. I don't know why they did week 2 this year, which I don't
I
really
agree.
get. But
And they usually one
Well, now
East
we would
Coast,
bet on
West
the
Coast
Monday
game, and this isn't even. This isn't. These are both East Coast games. I don't know. Usually, it's like an
you have the
earlier
Raiders
game.
in one of them at like 10 o'clock. Usually.
Yeah, something like that. But instead, now we're in Buffalo, in Philly. It's the same freaking time zone. I'm like, whatever. NFL.
I don't get it.
I don't know who's scheduling this shit, but they should be fired.
I do
All right.
think the Seahawks are in a letdown spot, but 8.5 points just seems like so many freaking points against a Trey Lance that I don't trust. So I'm going to go with it. I think the Cowboys could be tricky this week. I think everyone's kind of writing them off, and they could like sneak up on us.
Wait, so do you want me to just list 4 just directly, or
Yeah,
do you want
give
to like
5.
play all? Okay.
Give me 5.
That's 5. Okay. So first one, you might think the Cowboys might be a little bit of a threat there. I don't. I think they're going to get their ass kicked in this game. I'm going with the Bengals, especially off a loss. If you look at the numbers for Cincinnati, they actually outplayed Pittsburgh pretty dramatically. The issue was the 5 turnovers, including the pick 6. That was basically the entire game. But they had 19 more first downs. The Steelers had like less than 300 yards. The fact that they turned it over 5-0 and lost the turnover battle 5-0 and still could have won the game on an extra point with 2 seconds left tells you how much better Cincinnati was on the field than Pittsburgh. The Cowboys are just bad. So I'm going to go with the Bengals -7. I'm going to go with the Seahawks +8.5. I don't like Trey Lance at all. If you're going to give me more than a touchdown, and if you look at the actual weather report, it's supposed to be bad weather again. Now, it's not supposed to be Soldier Field, like squeegee the field situation, but it's supposed to be a lot of rain.
Let me just say, not to cut you off, that was the craziest weather I've seen in a long time that didn't involve snow.
Yeah.
That game. So go ahead, though.
But either way, point is, I'm not going to lay 8.5 with bad weather with Lance at quarterback. And even though I'm not a big Geno Smith guy, he was good in the first half last week. But it's mostly just expecting a low-scoring game. You're going to see bad weather again. I'm not going to lay 8.5 with a quarterback I don't trust. So that's my second pick. My third one's going to be the Buccaneers. Not the Buccaneers, sorry, the Saints. I'm going to have the Saints there. What's the line there? 2.5?
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Saints -2.5 at home. At the end of the day, you have the Buccaneers who have no offensive line, and they just took advantage of a worse team in the Cowboys in week 1. But Godwin's out. They're going to be missing a left tackle. And the Saints have always given Brady problems ever since he joined Tampa. Yeah. But with the home crowd, I think the Saints are getting a pretty good deal there. And I think that the Buccaneers are overvalued because offensively, were they really good last week? Because they really weren't. The Cowboys were just atrocious. Right?
Cowboys are horrible.
I didn't think the Bucs did well. I just think they did better than the Cowboys.
Yeah, that's the point. So I'm going to take the Saints plus the 2.5 at home as my third pick. Then for the other ones, this is kind of tricky.
This one's always the hardest.
Yeah, they always are. I'm tempted by the Steelers because I think the Patriots suck, but they're going to be without T.J. Watt, and I'm not sure how the defense is going to look. Well, those are the 3 that I was officially just set on at that point.
That's fair.
Okay.
Monday night's off limits. The Colts always suck in Jacksonville, but I really think the Jaguars are a bad football team.
I mean, I took a Monday night game, but
you did? Okay.
Yeah, I do. I like the Vikings.
Cardinals.
Okay, I was gonna say if you want to back primetime Kirk Cousins, that's on you, but I'm not gonna touch that.
I am.
You know what? I'm gonna trust in the new coach. I'm gonna go with the Giants -2 against the Panthers.
I love the Giants. Oh, that's going to be mine too.
I'm gonna go with
I
the Giants there.
I don't hate that. I that was actually when I was talking with Nick and Tim Earl about their picks. They went back and forth about the fifth pick. The fifth pick was always the hardest, you know. And there's some weird numbers on here: 5s, 5.5, 2s everywhere. Like they're just handing out 2s. So I mean, there was a little bit iffy. I agree with you on the Seahawks and the Bengals, though. I'm on those. I'm also on the Packers and the Vikings.
I'm a little bit
AJ,
torn.
give me your top 5. And Alan, no Eagles, no Bills, because it's no Monday night. We're not doing the Monday night. AJ, give me your top 5.
I was a
Same
little
with
torn
you,
on that
Anthony.
Giants game, but at the end of the day, the Giants, maybe it's just the head coach. It looked like they actually were competent for the first time in a long time. And the fact that they used Barkley very well in week 1, had the nice come-from-behind win. I don't know what the Panthers are doing with McCaffrey. They gave him like 10 carries in week 1. He's clearly their best player. And it's because their former head coach, the Giants head coach, Bob McAdoo, is now calling plays. And I don't think anybody actually liked him. So I'm not exactly sold on Carolina. Mayfield might turn over a couple of times. Daniel Jones actually had a pretty sneakily efficient game in week 1. But I do think the confidence is high for the Giants under the new coaching staff. I still don't think Matt Rule is going to last longer than half the year. I'm going to go with the Giants at home in MetLife. I think it's a pretty good spot for them, -2. And I'm 1 pick short. You know what? I'm going to go with the play that seems kind of crazy because of how they played in week 1. I'm going to take the Rams. I'm going to take the Rams -10 at home against the Falcons. I think it's a very good get. I think it's a very good get-right spot, especially since they had an extra couple days off playing Thursday in week 1. That extra time to let that loss marinate, to let that embarrassing showing kind of just stay in their minds. The Falcons did what the Falcons do. They choked another fourth-quarter lead against the Saints team that was basically handing them the game for 3.5 quarters. But I like the Rams at home. I think it's a very nice get-right spot with the extra time off. I think maybe Robinson gets more involved. Maybe the ground game gets sorted out. But I also think the Rams were victimized by facing off against arguably the best team in the league. So now they face off against the bottom feeder at home. It's a really nice get-right spot for the Rams. I'll take them as my 5th. So to go through mine again, Bengals -7. Seahawks +8.5. I have the Giants -2. I have the Rams -10. And my last one was the Saints +2.5. Was it +2.5 or -2.5?
+2.5.
Yeah, so I'll take the Saints +2.5. Yeah.
Okay, Rams, Commanders, Patriots.
If Allie Burns, if you because we're not doing a Monday night games, I'll be on board with that Giants -2.
All right, yeah, I like that Giants also.
I also took Scott. I took the Packers -10. I'm not afraid of the 10 there. I think they just beat the shit out of the Bears.
Well, the Bears benefited from a terrible weather game. They're not a good
exactly. Team. Seahawks +8, Bengals -7, and obviously I took my Lions.
The Ravens are my 4th one. Who did I have? Seahawks, Steelers, Giants. I think Ravens I like, and then I don't have a 5th one. What do we think? I like Ravens over the Dolphins. I'll put my vote into the Ravens there.
If
but I was all over the Dolphins last week.
I was going to say, if totals were included, I would have just taken the under in that Ravens.
Yeah,
game.
I wish this contest had totals. I mean, I get why they do what they do, but they're trying to give you as least amount of picks as possible to come on 5. But I mean, there's some games on here, man.
So tonight, as far as college football goes, Lenny, I took your tease, Air Force, Wyoming. I took Air Force in the under, in the over in a tease. So it's Air Force -10, over 41. I was talking to the guru and I'm like, I'll bet. We always talk about when you play in Laramie, Wyoming, how you have to deal with altitude. And I'm like, the one team that it's not going to bother them for altitude is going to be Air Force. They're like 6,000 feet or something. So we do like that. FSU and Louisville, do you guys have thoughts? Well, Raichel, first of all, what do you think about Air Force?
I think Air Force is actually a good football team. Wyoming's not. I mean, that's kind of how I break it down. Now, Laramie's always tricky, especially on Friday nights. We've seen some weird kind of hijinks ensue. But I think Air Force is a really good football team. And I liked them last week against Colorado, mostly because the Buffaloes are atrocious. But you look at Air Force, they have an experienced bunch. Their defense is solid. Their offense is going to do what the offense does. They're going to run triple option, control the clock for about 35 minutes a game, and they're going to probably end up running up the score. But the question is, can Wyoming actually stop anybody, especially on the ground? Because in week 1, they gave up, 200-plus rushing yards to Brown from Illinois? They couldn't stop the run. I mean, that was really the story in week 1. Week 2, they gave up like 40 points to Tulsa. I mean, that takes skill to give up 40 points to Tulsa, I'll tell you that much.
You got to try. You got to try to do that.
You have to give up touchdowns like on purpose to let Tulsa score 40 points.
I really feel that way.
I like Air Force. It's really the week 1 game. Illinois ran it down their throats. And I don't think they can stop the run. Air Force so far, I know they haven't really played many good teams. They rank number 1 in rushing yards per game, which is kind of expected. I'll take Air Force. I think that they're going to probably score 35 in this game. The only issue is how many actual drives I think Air Force gets, because occasionally they can drain 12 minutes off the clock and go 90 yards. But am I sure Wyoming's actually going to get a stop in this game? Like, I'm not even sure they're going to. So I'm going to take Air Force.
All right.
Yeah,
any feelings on FSU and Louisville?
Well, I was going to let Lenny give his thoughts because he was about to say something about Air Force.
I like the over. I like Air Force. I like the over. I did it on I wouldn't let me do it on a correlated same game parlay or teaser. So I took the FSU game under in this game and the Air Force game over. That's kind of what I did. Air Force might cover this over on their own.
They might. If Air Force scores 40-something, it wouldn't surprise me because I think they could actually score every drive. And Wyoming also, they try to run the ball because the quarterback stinks. So they might turn it over a couple of times and give up short fields. But the Florida State game I find more fascinating because at first glance, you kind of wonder why Florida State's favored on the road. Louisville had the nice win against UCF last week. We saw Florida State almost choke a game away to LSU. It's really a great scheduling spot for Florida State. If you look at the actual time or the actual date that Florida State played against LSU, it was on September 4th. So they've had 11 days off to prepare for this game. It's a really good spot. And if you want to talk about the defensive line for Florida State, they really dominated the game up front. Now, at the end, they kind of got tired and they gave up that 99-yard drive. But you saw Daniels running for his life the entire first half. Cunningham's a great athlete. I get it, but do I think Florida State should dominate in the trenches? Yes, I think Florida State has a very good defensive line. The issue is, do you trust Norvell on the road? But based on of course, Louisville's going to be the attractive underdog pick because they're a home team in conference play, getting 2.5. A lot of people want the money line. I just can't get over those 11 days off. I think that's such a very solid scheduling spot for Florida State, and they should dominate in the trenches. It's not going to be pretty because it never is with Norvell. I'm actually leaning to Florida State because I do really like the scheduling spot.
I just like the under in that game, in that Florida State game. I don't know if I want to be on a side. I'll probably in play it kind of thing. I just don't. I don't know. I don't want nothing to do with the side. I just don't trust either team.
It started at 54, now it's at 57. It moved up a bunch.
Yeah, I like it under. I teased it on up and under.
In relatively coin flip games, when there's not a significant type of scheduling advantage for one team, I tend to take the points. 11 days off is crazy. I mean, you had the thrilling win against LSU where you almost blew it. That's one of the bigger games of your season. At a conference opener, you're playing in Louisiana. And then immediately after, you have a week and a half to just get healthy, relax, and game plan for your first conference opponent of the season. I think it's a very good spot for Florida State.
Yeah, that's fair.
FSU athleticism on defense can track Cunningham. John Taylor says he likes the under in Miami, Texas A&M.
Well, Miami's missing one of their better receivers, right? He has a broken foot, so Miami will be a little bit shorthanded at the receiver position. A&M, though, is switching quarterbacks, so if you want the under, King will not be behind center, unfortunately for you, because he's one of the worst quarterbacks I've ever seen. But you're going to be switching over to Johnson, the LSU transfer, so maybe they can get something going offensively. I still can't believe how bad A&M was against Appalachian, and I was never a King guy. You wonder, even though coaches get paid millions of dollars and Jimbo got paid a boatload of money, he really couldn't tell that King was a bad quarterback. Like, I really just don't know what coaches are looking at half the time, because I could have told you King from one game last year wasn't the guy.
I wanted to be on him. Like, I wanted, because he was a U of H guy, right? We're talking Derek King, right?
No,
He was.
we're talking
okay,
about
never mind.
We're talking about Haynes King.
Okay, I'm on Miami and also looking up other things. So
De'Ara King was a
disregard.
great athlete at Houston, and then he went to
Okay, I was like-
Miami, he tore his ACL, and that was kind of the end of his college career. But
right.
no,
I
it's a
wanted to
different-
root for him, and then I just couldn't. He wasn't available to root for. Panthers, Cardinals.
I will say this. I've talked in detail about this game with the Earl brothers, and they like Texas. They like Texas A&M in this Miami game just as a bounce back spot after Appalachian State. I agree wholeheartedly. I get all that. But Miami, I just think is good. Will they be shorthanded at wide receiver? Yeah. I just think they're that good that they can just pull this game out. I really do. I've been high on Miami all year, though, preseason, and everything like that. Going into this season, I guess I've been high on Miami. I just think I'll be honest with you. I think the wrong team's favored. I get it 6.5, maybe not. I think this game should be closer to a pick 'em. You're gonna give me Miami and almost a touchdown. I'm taking it.
That's fair.
So,
I think if you also make an argument, even if they're using Johnson at quarterback, which A&M is,
right.
You're looking at Van Dyke still being the significantly better quarterback in this matchup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But-
and I just think Texas A&M got drama. And they don't know, they got too many quarterbacks. And if you got too many quarterbacks, you got no quarterback.
By the way,
And-
Vegas, to push back a second on the comment section, Peterman was actually very good at Pittsburgh in college. King's
Yeah.
bad in college. Like there are levels to this. Like Peterman was
Right.
actually very, very good at Pittsburgh. People just don't remember it. But yeah, I do want to push back though on something that Jamie said before. He said Florida State is not very good. LSU clearly should have won the game. To be honest, I don't know what you're talking about. Florida State led by 14 points with basically 4 minutes to go in the game.
There's got to be
I
some
don't-
sarcasm there.
I'm just saying.
I don't know.
I don't think Florida State's a good team. I think they're fine, but I can't say
Right.
LSU clearly should have won the game when Florida State fumbles at the 1 yard line to go up 2 scores, and then LSU goes 99 yards to basically tie the game, and then they miss the extra point. I don't agree with that stance at all. I thought Florida State was clearly the better team for basically 3.5 quarters, and they almost choked away the game. So I'm going to disagree there. Now, I'm not sure based on the last name, Brooks. I don't know if you just root for LSU. Could be, potentially. But if you're asking who I thought deserved to win that game, I thought Florida State was significantly better for basically 90% of the game. Am I missing something? Because LSU did nothing
No.
for the first 3 quarters of the game.
I agree. I just don't. I'm not big on LSU. I mean, I don't think there's any reason to be in any way, shape, or form, to be honest with you.
It shouldn't be. It's the first year. I know that Kelly's a well-regarded head coach because of Notre Dame, but he still has to get his recruits in. You have to get the system in.
Yeah, he's going to need 2 years, in my opinion, to be relevant. Maybe next year, depending on the class he brings in and all that. What's he saying here?
I'm not sure
State,
LSU makes a bowl game. I don't know if they're going to make a bowl game. I mean,
fair.
in the SEC,
I mean-
they might finish 5-7.
Yeah, fair enough. Florida State is better than a bad team. LSU is worse than decent team. LSU deserved to lose that game.
Yeah, that's how I look at it. I didn't think either team watching them wowed you by any means, but at least Florida State did some things well in the trenches. I don't really know what LSU did the entire game besides, try to go no huddle and let Daniels get loose in the pocket. But it seemed like Florida State just tried to choke the game away, but they outplayed LSU for like 90%.
That's fair. Breaking Vegas is a Bills fan, so he's just salty about Peterman.
That's
So
fair.
makes-
I'm just saying in college he's
That's
actually
fair.
good. That's all I'm saying.
Right. That's fair. How'd you feel about that Thursday night game last night?
I wish it was on TV. That's how I feel about it.
I like the Amazon Prime.
I think it's fine on Prime, but you have to remember, though, what's exactly the purpose? Is the purpose that you want to try to get as many viewers as possible? Or are you just trying to make a quick buck by trying to get people Amazon memberships?
Okay.
Who the hell doesn't have
haven't-
an Amazon membership?
You know what I mean,
hello,
in general.
the pandemic happened. Who doesn't have Prime? I had a whole theory on this though, that NFL moving games over into the streaming platform. Ads are a lot easier to click on. You're forced to watch them. There's moving people over to streaming is actually beneficial, I think, for the league as far as that goes.
It could be. I'm just saying. Of course, I could still access it. It's not exactly impossible for me to find the game, but for most people,
I mean, I'll give you my code, my
you
password.
saw
if
a
need
bunch of memes of parents hitting the remote, trying to find the channel, they couldn't figure out where the game was the entire time. which I found kind of amusing.
I think this is all irrelevant because I think within 5 years, the NFL is going to have their own platform to really and they're going to monopolize on that. They're not going to
cable's basically obsolete as it is. I feel like if you're asking most people why they keep cable, is to watch sports. I mean, most people for shows watch like HBO, like any of the streaming sites, Netflix, Hulu, Amazon. The point is, I don't know why most people watch cable anymore unless you're watching sports. It's really the only thing that's left, isn't it?
Pretty much.
I didn't understand how easy it was. Like switching over, Josh got me a Fire Stick and was like, you have to join this century and use this little Fire Stick thing. And I didn't get it. It wasn't real TV to me. It was something else. So I got
a Roku for college. I mean, that's kind of how I watch stuff in college.
Right.
Yeah, but you're young and stuff. I'm old. So for the older generation, it was scary to get in what's this new clicker? And what is it? The whole streaming thing was straight. Can I still watch my Housewives? Can I still watch my sports? All that kind of stuff.
Back in my day, we had to get up to change the channel. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm the guy that got up. My dad, I'm the guy that got up.
See, Lenny, that confused me. I thought you would have been the antenna holder guy.
Nah. Double duty in my house. I was the oldest. My brother and sister are half.
I grew up towards the back end of the dial-up phone.
Oh man, you didn't have
rotary phones?
You didn't have a phone.
Dial-up modem.
I remember we had an M&M. We had an M&M phone, and you had to actually crank the thing. I remember that. But
yeah, we had the kitchen phone was where it was at in my house. I mean, if you were on that was the only phone in the house. I think my parents had a phone in the bedroom, but in the kitchen phone, the cord would stretch from here to New York, from Vegas to New York. I mean, that cord was so long, and then my sister would be on it, and she'd play with it and whatever, talk with her girlfriends, be all wrapped up. And then you go to get on it, and it's all just jacked up and tangled, and you're like, "What the hell did you do to the phone?" And then you're like, "Can you get off the phone? I have to get online."
It was also a health hazard because some people could occasionally trip on the phone if it was on the floor.
It was all over the place.
It's a disaster. But
the kitchen phone went everywhere in the house.
Yeah, to go back to what you were actually asking me about the game, I think you want to talk about the actual content of the game. Yeah. It was entertaining. I thought Herbert broke a few ribs. He stayed in for the cover. Gambling Hall of Fame member right there, Justin Herbert. But my overall takeaway.
First ballot, by the way.
Yeah, the Chiefs do what the Chiefs do, and the Chargers do what the Chargers do. The Chiefs win every division game. That's been the case for I don't know how many years at this point. And the Chargers find ways to blow games they should win. And you could say, well, the Chiefs were an Arrowhead. They had the crowd behind them. You can't give up a 99-yard pick six in a tie game after you already blew a 10-point lead. That's inexcusable. And I know that Herbert was very good. The numbers were very good. Yes, he did have the touchdown at the end to pad his stats. I'm aware of that, but still a couple of great throws there. The Chargers, I thought, looked like the better team for a decent portion of it. You could argue more than the majority of the game. And the Chargers dominated for the first, basically 20-something minutes of the game. And you look up and it's a tie game early in the third quarter, and you're wondering, how exactly did this happen? I didn't think Mahomes looked great in that game. He looked fine.
He could have very easily had 3 interceptions.
He could have, and you had one that was overturned. But the point is, I feel like the Chargers had them, and they let them off the hook. But it's the Chargers. They've been doing that for what, 10 years at this point?
That's fair.
That was my takeaway.
Miss Joe Madden is here. Right as my phone alerted me, Joe Madden, she popped in. So it was a beautiful thing. Hi, Joe Madden.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
It's going.
Bunch.
That's awesome.
So we're doing, first of all, I've been wanting you to meet Scott Reichel.
Where is he? We're moving along.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good.
I'm sorry. I'm like a 10-year-old kid with the internet.
I was doing it though because I want to play whack-a-mole here and see if I can put my finger on where people are going to land.
I was going to tell you which corner I was in, but then there was a bit of musical chairs going on, so I was kind of waiting to see how it played out. But nice to meet you.
I love it. Nice to meet you as well.
So Joe, what we're doing, this is how Morningwood started. It was a whiteboard situation where I would put their contest picks up on the board, and this is how they would do the last Woody standing. But we're bringing back the whiteboard because we're trying to do the Morning Woody circa picks. So we need your top 5 games over the weekend, and they have to be on the circa line. So who are the top 5 that you're looking at? You can think about it if you need
No
to.
pressure.
No pressure. Okay, so off the top of my head, I have
Here's the
to.
things right here.
Okay, so there's the exact circle lines.
So we're not doing the Titans or the Vikings game and obviously not the Chargers game.
Monday night's
you
gonna
should have
outlaw
asked me
it.
yesterday. I was writing those Chargers, so
You were too.
that was a good game. Now, give me the Raiders 100%. What is the line there? Minus 5.5.
Yeah.
Do you know Devontae Adams? It's his first time his grandparents are going to be at one of his NFL games.
Ooh, and it's his home opener for the Raiders, for his new team, the Raiders. So
Absolutely.
Ooh.
I love that one. Okay, let me look. I like the Steelers plus the points. I really do think the Steelers can come out and take the Patriots there. I'm also going to roll with the Panthers. What are we getting them here? Yeah, +2 over the Giants. I think this is a huge overreaction from what we saw in week 1. Panthers losing that game, Giants coming out, squeaking out the win. I think the Panthers had them all day. I was shocked that they were the dog here. Man, there's some hard lines here. I hate those numbers of 10, but I think the Packers dominate over the Bears. There's no way that they don't come out and own them. Aaron Rodgers is going to be on a mission. I think they get up hard and fast in that one. And then give me the Commanders plus the 1.5 over the Lions.
Whoa.
No,
you
I like what I saw to them.
today.
I'm sorry, guys. Detroit Lenny, I'm sorry, but I look at the Lions and I just don't see it. I'm not buying into them.
By the way, Lenny, question for you. Did you have a parade when your team was favored for the first time in about 3 years?
No, not until I win it.
Oh, okay. Just making sure. All right.
That's just it. Miss Danica, Tyreek, give us your 5 best. We want everybody's 5 best. If you're in the chat, give us your 5 best picks. We're going to pick our 5 Woody picks of the week this way. So let us know. Yeah, shots fired. Shots. Duck, Lenny. Joe's coming for you. Right out the gate.
Thanks, Garrett.
Sorry. I apologize. It's the Canadian in me. I'm just sorry.
Just ask her, how about those Blue Jays? How about those
freaking Blue Jays?
I can't bring up baseball. Are you kidding me?
I had a +3.5 in play and couldn't cash them. Bastards.
Yep. I love how you say that. Exactly what they are.
Lions win 33-17.
33-17 for the Lions?
That's what I'm calling.
Do you think the Lions are stopping a team from scoring? Do you think the Lions are going to stop a team from scoring less than 20 points?
No, but I think Washington can stop themselves from scoring more than 20 points.
Touche.
I think Washington gets in their own way. And without a mobile quarterback, the Lions might actually be able to get some sacks.
So you think Carson Wentz is going to turn it over? I'm shocked.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Carson Wentz is gonna be the MVP of this game for the Lions.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. That's where I'm at. But
I still think he's an Eagle. Like, I can't move him over in my brain.
Just so injury prone, right? That's the only problem with him. Biggest problem.
I'm on the same page with the Packers. I think the Packers destroy the Bears this week. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to come out and shut a bunch of people up. I like the Bengals. We talked about that. The Seahawks. I do like that. I do like the Raiders. I just worry about Arizona getting their stuff together. But Raider home open. I don't like the 5. The 5.5 numbers is weak. I don't like 5.
That's the law of Ross Benjamin. I
just don't like 5s. Yeah, I don't like 5s. What else? I'm on the Vikings +2.
Oh, I love that.
Packers, Seahawks, Bengals, and then the Lions -1.5. Sooner or later, they'll probably win by 1, and I'll get screwed. Like, they'll still win, but they won't. But now they won't cover. It'll be like a 21-20 game or some stupid ass shit.
Tate says the line for 33-17 in the Lions game is +8,000. So
you're welcome, Tate.
You've got value. Thank him later.
I'll send you my cash app, bro. Thank me later.
Yeah, $5. Why not? What's up, Don Play? Don Play, what are your 5 best spreads over the weekend? It's like I can't see Phillip Rivers in any other uniform except the Chargers. Yeah, I still call them the San Diego Chargers.
Yeah,
they're still not even LA for me.
On a halftime stream last night with Tim Earl, I kept saying, San Diego do this, and he goes, hey, they're in LA. And I'm like, hey, I don't care.
I feel like San Diego's in LA too.
They're still the San Diego Chargers, bro. It's a 2 and 3 hour drive, whatever, you know.
Are you with
Still
Vegas
same
Insider
state.
now, Joe?
Yeah, I'm doing some work with them. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, that's killer. When did that start? What are you up to?
I started a couple weeks ago, just filling in on Down to the Wire. And now I do it Wednesday and Friday night. So I'm going to have you on, Allie, one of these Fridays or
You let me
Wednesdays,
know.
whatever you want to come on.
Well, I will be on your show later today, right?
You will be on the Joe
About an
Manafort
hour.
podcast. Yep.
Yes, of course. So you guys check us out over there after this. I've got a busy day today. I've got free picks and Power Hour and Joe Madden and 2 Total Chaoses. Lenny, can you NFL Total Chaos today and defend your title?
NFL Total chaos. I mean,
Peer
It's
pressure.
Terry Edelman. I mean,
Higgs.
how many times do I have to keep winning?
It's Higgs.
but-
It's your bugaboo.
Oh, it's Higgs. No, I'm washing my hair that day.
He's afraid of Higgs.
I gotta wash
Higgs
my hair. Look
walks
how
on
crazy
that.
it's out of control.
It's
Gotta
like
wash my-
it's like Rodgers and the Bears, Lenny and Higgs, or
Oh.
Higgs and Lenny. Like Higgs
He's
just
not
wins
rattled
that.
by when I come on shirtless and a panda head. He's not
No, he's
rattled by
not.
that. He encourages
He
it. He encourages it. So that messes in turn, like it's reverse psychology. It messes with my head and he throws me
That's
all
just it.
off. Yeah, I can. I think I'm doing power. I don't know. I'm power hour.
I thought we traded because you did the thing on Tuesday. But if you want to, please go ahead because I have enough things to do today. But no,
yeah,
we
that's fine. I
traded.
can do it. I'll
This is
handle
the day
it.
that my mom woke me up with like breaking news. I'm gonna be there. I need your help
know.
today. And I'm like, Lenny, I don't even know what I agreed to. I was so asleep. She's gonna be here. I forgot about Power Hour. Can we swap? And he's like, yeah. So I'm like in Home Depot picking out paint. That's what I have signed up to do.
She-
Apparently.
By the way,
Good for you.
texting me while I'm doing the show, she was supposed to do that. We
Yeah.
swapped for, and
Because
I'm
now
like,
I'm watching the show. I told you,
well,
you do a
now I'm
really good
invested.
job.
I'm like,
Yeah.
what did you have to do? You know, and she had to, and that was it.
Oh,
Pick
I
up
felt
paint.
like there was going to be a lawyer. There was DMV. We would have
Yeah.
paperwork. Like something was happening. No,
She's so-
nothing was happening.
she's so
Nothing
pissed.
at all.
Um,
Corey Gibbons, thank you, sir.
Okay,
Joe, you got
Allie,
any
I have
college, college football games for tonight, like?
Yeah, I've got some, but before I have to ask Allie, where do I get myself one of those sweet jerseys?
Oh, ask Craig Trapp.
Oh my God, it's gorgeous. Sorry.
I don't even have a
Thank you.
football jersey.
I've
I
got
a
2 baseball ones and a football one.
I don't get no love.
Giants, you got
I don't
this.
get no love. I don't get no merch. I gotta make my own.
Okay, so the game that I'm looking at in college football tonight is Air Force taking on Wyoming. I think we've got a super low scoring one here. You know, the total has dropped like crazy, but both of these teams so strong in the trenches. Both are going to run the clock. Both are going to play a run style game. Neither quarterback I can rely on to really sling that ball down the field and hit their target. So I think the under 47 is an easy way to go with. Not easy. Every time I say easy, it's never good, but good way to go with this one.
We took it over 41. We teased it.
Okay. I like that over 41.
Shoot, now that you say, now I think I want the points. Now I think I want to take points instead of lay them.
I think Arizona could cover the over by themselves, in my opinion. I just think Wyoming's like, I need like 10 points out of Wyoming to cover the over. I think this game's a blowout. Air Force does what it wants when it wants, in my opinion, in this game, and probably run the ball, but I don't trust Wyoming. The problem is Arizona's going to get up, or Air Force is going to get up early and often running that ball, and then Wyoming's going to be forced to do something, and Air Force is going to keep running it right down their throat, and they're going to score 30 points.
I think for an under, I'm kind of tempted by Wyoming team total under, because I do agree that Air Force could potentially just score 30 and change by themselves after Illinois torched them in week 1 and scored 40-something points. Wyoming offensively is just not very good. I think that I do agree with Joe's points about the clock constantly moving because neither team really throws the ball. The issue is I'm not sure Wyoming can tackle, so I think I'd rather take the team total
that's the
under
problem
for Wyoming, but that's how I'd look at it.
Wyoming's first half team total 7.5. I sprinkled on that as well to the under because I don't think if they're going to score points, they're going to take their biggest risk in the second half. So
Agreed.
I like the under in the first. Under 7.5 is a crazy low number, but I can see it coming in.
I'm not sure how many possessions they're going to have in the first half, because if Air Force goes on one of those 15-play, 8.5-minute drives, Wyoming might only get the ball like 3 times in the first half.
Exactly.
That is
I was gonna say,
possibility.
it's going to be like video game gameplay. Like they're just going to run the clock for right out the gate. Air Force is just going to run, and they're going to chip and chip and chip and break one, chip and chip and chip, and then break one. And you're right. They might only touch the ball 3 times in the first half. I love the under 7.5. It is a ridiculously low number, but I could see that. I don't think they score. I think Nick Earl was saying Wyoming team total 14.5. He likes over. They'll score 14. If they score 14 points, this game goes over.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think they get 14. I'm looking for like 41-10.
Scott Reichel, you are our resident Yankee expert. Would you take the Brewers over the Yankees today?
Probably not. The Yankees, after being awful for about 2 straight months, actually looked decent for once. They actually started hitting the ball. The Brewers ended up splitting in a pretty crucial series against the Cardinals recently. Hauser's okay. I don't think he's an amazing pitcher. Montes has been better recently, but overall, I think he's been a little bit underwhelming since joining the Yankees. I just don't think the value's there for Milwaukee.
Yeah.
I really like how the Yankees have been hitting the ball lately. Seems like Glaber finally woke up. We know Judge is doing his own thing. Stan's back in the lineup. He's been a big piece. I think I'm kind of leaning to the Yankees there, but based on the actual price, I think it's a stay away from Milwaukee. I think they should be bigger underdogs, in my opinion.
Does anyone like the CFL game? Have we looked into that? Joe, you would be our resident Canadian. So
You know what? Resident Canadian. I like that. You know what? I haven't even looked at the CFL for tonight, to be honest with you guys.
CFL.
I know. It's kind of like, oh, these games, when you look at the CFL, they're so, I don't know, they're unpredictable. With these matchups.
You're a CFLer. Do you have anything going on? I see you in the chat. Scott, can you explain why the sports media is blaming Herbert solely for this loss? And what was the stupid decisions by coaching during that game that screwed the Chargers over?
So the first answer is simple. It's because of ratings. More people want to talk about Justin Herbert, especially going against Mahomes, than the head coach. So the players are always going to drive ratings in these media talk shows, and that's why he's going to get blamed. Plus, he threw the interception, which resulted in the 99-yard touchdown. But it's mostly because Herbert's crowned to be this guy who's supposed to be the next up-and-coming superstar quarterback, and he lost to Mahomes again. So whether he deserves to get blamed or not, the stat line for him last night was crazy. They will always blame the star player on the team because more people will listen, like, and react to the overall news. So at the end of the day, for sports media and some networks, potentially 4 letters or not, they want ratings, and blaming the star player will always generate more ratings than blaming the coach. It all comes down to ratings. That's really it.
I have also a comment on this. And you're 100% right as far as that. I mean, he's the quarterback, he's the captain, and at the end of the day, it all falls on him on the field.
It shouldn't, but that's how it goes.
But exactly. Dan Orlovsky, former Lion or whatever, on Twitter last night gave out a breakdown of this particular play, that interception, that 99 or 101-yard reception on the goal line, pick six. If you really break down that play, it's yes, Herbert he threw the ball and he shouldn't have. Bad decision on his part, not taking any blame off of him. But that receiver let him down. The receiver, if you watch that game and that play, right before that play snapped, that receiver is calling to the sideline. He wants off the field, like they do. It's like, hey, I want out, whatever. But they're trying to go fast tempo, and they're right there on the goal line. So they tell him, stay in. He is, like, you could see his body language. He's just like shoulders down, he's tired.
Yeah, hurt. He looked hurt.
Exactly. And he's supposed to run basically a simple route, an up, out, and in. He's supposed to up 4 yards, out 2, cut back. He goes out, he cuts, but he never came back. And Justin Herbert threw it to where he was supposed to be. But he should have also noticed that receiver is dragging ass and wasn't coming back. So he threw the ball. He shouldn't have thrown it, but technically he threw it to where he was supposed to be. So, and some of that blame has to go to that receiver, but ultimately it's going to go on the quarterback. I mean,
it should go on the coach.
It should go on the coach. You got to, why are you trying to go fast tempo right there? Your players are just as exhausted as the defense. Like, have some faith in your O-line. take a minute, swap some players out, do some substitutions. You're on the one, like pound the rock in, bro. I mean, man up. Give the band. You got 300-pound dudes behind you. Give them the ball and let them go knock somebody out. Run the ball in. Plus, your quarterback, 6'6". He's the size of a linebacker. You did a quarterback sneak multiple times at like 4-1.
Yeah,
just pound the rock in, bro. Like it's just bad decisions on a lot of people's part. This is why I can't stand the Chargers their coach. I can't stand that guy.
I'm also confused by Staley because last year he was over aggressive and people roasted him for it, and yet he's punting on 4th and 2 at Kansas City's 47. I don't get it. Did he completely just revert? Like either you trust the numbers, but the whole point is your whole premise for going for it every 4th down last year was the analytics. It was the math. That's why we're going to do this. Now you're punting all the time. So are you admitting the math was bullshit, or are you like caving to people?
Reading the old media
showing
headlines.
his weakness and caving.
That's what I'm saying. But if that
absolutely
was what made you unique, and now you want to turn your back on what you believed was the truth, which was the numbers, then you're a fraud because you started punting and you're basically admitting that the numbers were false, which is why you're punting now instead of going for it every time. I thought that was a little bizarre. That's a whole separate can of worms, but I just thought that was interesting.
Hey, shout out to Justin Herbert, who after that play on the sideline, nobody talked about this, but Amazon, like the camera pans right to him. He's got his helmet off. He's sitting there, and you can tell he's like, he's pissed off at himself. I mean, you just threw a 100-yard pick six. You know what I mean? You can't do that as a quarterback and be elite. And he sees that, and you see it, but his receiver is like looking at him, like in his ear, like explaining what happened. And the roll of the eyes from Justin Herbert was straight up my mother when I was like 7 years old, telling her why I didn't, turn in a homework assignment. My mother's eyes, I felt my mother going, rolling her eyes like, this guy, and I felt like, man, if Justin Herbert could tell him to just shut the F up and go away, he would. But, it was just, but hey, hats off to Justin Herbert. Played a hell of a game, in my opinion, and just tough. Yeah, nobody can never say you're not tough because he came down there that last drive. He couldn't even run. 3rd and 1, he could have ran easily for first down and out of bounds. He couldn't even run. He just tucked and threw the ball down.
By the way, just two quick things. Sorry. First of all, Alan, I know that you might be right about me criticizing him. I think it's kind of fair. I also think you're being a little bit harsh towards Norv Turner. I thought he was a pretty decent coach back in the day since Schottenheimer was there. Second of all, I got a show in 1 minute, so I got to get out of here. But Joe, nice to meet you. Thanks for having me on again, Allie.
Yes, of course.
Sounds good.
I will see you soon.
Yeah.
One thing really important, Marie Lance and Justin McElvey. I've seen you here, and I don't have your last Woody pick. If anyone wants to know the last Woody picks, Silky Man and J-Rock are both on FSU on the money line for their last Woody standing. Foxy is on 1860 Munich. Little soccer action for you there. But Justin, I have seen you, and I need your pick. And then as far as the Woody Circa picks go, actually, let's get big again. My hair looks horrible. I was like so busy with no hairspray, no hat, nothing.
It looks great.
Let me check it out. Let me see. Zoom in.
Every time I look at myself, I'm like,
nah, you look great.
Okay.
You look awesome.
Our Woody picks are going to be, we've kind of got a 4-way tie between Packers, Giants, Dolphins, and Bengals, but these 3 are our biggest.
So I also have a comment from somebody on Facebook. Who is it? Jeff Bradley.
I got those two. Jeff and
okay.
Rodney.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, so then we need. Okay, well, I'll take Packers because nobody is on the Bears, so we'll put the Packers as 1.
Absolutely.
And then these are tied, and only 2 on the Niners. Or wait, Cowboys. And I think I was the Cowboy, so I'll go away. And we'll do that. Bengals. Okay, so Steelers, Rams, Seahawks, Bengals, Packers. Those are our 5 for the morning Woodies.
Nice. You guys got this.
We've done it. Yeah. So we'll see how we go. I'll post those over on the Facebook page if you guys want to tail. I'll take a screenshot of the board and you guys can take it from there. basically. Yeah, we do got to get going. We are past our time. Everybody, if you haven't already hit that like button, do us a solid, hit the like. Don't forget to check out our sponsor, Caesar Sportsbook. Download that app onto your phone and then use this promo code MORNINGFUL. Up to $1,250 in a risk-free first bet for all new accounts. Head over to Just Parlays right now. Follow Scott Reichel. He's going on Just Parlays. And then Joe Madden and I will be logging on Joe Madden Sportscast at what time?
In about an hour.
In about an hour. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm all jumbled.
2:40 Eastern.
Yes, 2:40 Eastern. There, I know. I'm like texting Nick Earl. I'm like, can we make sure we get free picks done by 1:40? He's like, isn't Morningwood on?
I'll cover.
1:40?
I got Power Hour. Don't worry about that.
Okay, perfect.
That's
All right, guys,
you
y'all have a great day. Have a great weekend at that. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and good luck unless you're against Lenny.
That's right. Go Lions.